Celebrating achievements, mindfulness, and service are just 4 of the 9 principles around how we can really get engagement inside of business using timeless principles. Hey, my name is Rishi Patel. I'm the founder of Selling in Alignment, where I work with coaches and consultants to reprice and package their services so they can discover and live their bigger purpose. And I'm really excited today to really be talking about this particular topic. Now, engagement is relevant inside of marketing, and it's not a field that Selling in Alignment specifically covers, and yet I'm talking about engagement strategies. Why is that? The reason is because the ancient scriptures, ancient Eastern knowledge gives us so much beautiful depth and information around how we can tackle any aspect of life. And so what I wanted to do today is bring in the 9 stages of how we can really dedicate ourselves to our greater purpose, how we can really formulate our greater purpose in such a way, that bigger driving factor, how we can really bring it into us in such a way where we become closer and closer and closer to it, where at the final stage it becomes a part of us. And when that happens, not only engagement, but every other aspect of the business raises its vibration, and that's where we start to draw in all the resources that we really need. And this is the thought with which I want to go in to Intention Monday with straight away. Hey, my name is Rishi Patel. I'm the founder of Selling in Alignment, where I work with coaches and consultants to reprice and package their services so they can discover and live their greater purpose. And we're going to start by talking about deep listening. See, how can we really get into our customers' worlds where we're starting to really listen to the kinds of material that they're dealing with? What is the issues? What is the stuff that's keeping them up at night? What is the things that are really the pain points for them that we can solve as a service-based business, as a coach, as a consultant? Like, what's the transformation we can create for someone through just listening to what they're dealing with? And that can happen in several ways. So one of the ways in which we're using at the moment through my Dojo Path method in the Selling in Alignment world at the moment is we're doing some market research. So we're reaching out to potential customers and speaking to them, asking them questions and listening up to the point where we transcript what they're saying so we can really get into their worlds and understand what they're dealing with. Another way is by looking on social media at the posts that our target market is putting out there. And so if we do this, we really start to get a deep understanding of what our market is dealing with, not only what they're dealing with, but the words they use to express what they're dealing with. And that's incredibly powerful. And then moving forward into that and creating more strategies around engagement, celebrating achievements, right? How can we publicly celebrate achievements? And remember, celebration is a vibration, right? It's something that, first of all, can involve more people. So you can bring together a team to create celebration. Like, how are we really going out of our way to engage our team through celebration? Celebration is a vibration. As I said, if you celebrate, you attract more of that good stuff into the business. What you get what you focus on, ultimately. So we know that if we focus on what's not working, and if we focus on a low energy, then we just get more of that. If we focus on a high energy, on a mindset, on a vibration that's really going to serve us, then we're going to call more of that in. And that's really what we want. And we can do that with team. And that's celebrating achievements. That's the second step for how we can create a lot more purposeful engagement. The next one is mindfulness in business. And so what do I mean by that? How present are we to the short-term and long-term goals that the business has set? How much attention and energy are we giving that? How often are we doing a review? And they say you teach what you most need to learn. This is definitely something that I need to do for Selling in Alignment a lot more. Not only for Selling in Alignment, but for my goals around martial arts and tennis and everything else that I'm engaged in actively. It's something that I can do a lot more of, is get really mindful around, okay, you know, if we just talk about specifically the business, like how many clients do we want to serve this year? How can we work that backwards now? How do we break that down into monthly segments? Like, what are the campaigns now we're going to run per quarter to really make sure that we're serving that number of clients? What can we really look at? And then we can look at the next stage, right? So that's stage 3, mindfulness in business. The next stage is stage 4, which is dedicated service. Now, service is a term that's often misunderstood, I feel, in business. Service can be related back to doing something for free. And service, for me, is really around how we approach and heal our customers' pain points, right? So not heal our customers, but heal our customers' pain points. Like, how can we really go in fully, wholeheartedly, and care about what our customers are dealing with and get them a shift? So a lot of the feedback that I get is that my entire heart goes into the transformation of the customers that I'm serving. And it's very true, because I want to see people win. At the very core of my purpose is seeing people know their worth. And then when you filter it down for people knowing their worth in the space of selling in alignment, that looks like charging their worth, right? So this is what I stand for. And so my whole heart goes into my level of really just serving these customers and doing the best for them. And the fifth stage is honoring commitments. Now, honoring commitments is massive, okay? Now, how can this help us to get more purposeful engagement? Well, if we show up aligned with our words, and not only aligned with our words, but then aligning our thoughts and our words and our actions, so thoughts, words, and deeds, if we can align these things together, that represents a great deal of power, because then we're showing up congruent in all of the spaces that we're showing up. Now, some people call this a personal brand, the way in which we show up in the different spaces in which we show up. And that's incredibly powerful. And the reason that that's incredibly powerful is because that's really where we achieve an alignment. This is why we call the business selling in alignment, because when you're in alignment, that's when you carry the greatest level of power. And so then we have the sixth stage, which is expressing gratitude. So gratitude, again, I think has become a buzzword that's been taken from scriptures from the Far East, brought into the West, and it's become, people have made journals and diaries and things, and these are fantastic tools. And we have to understand the essence of gratitude. You see, gratitude is not something that we write down as a list, or not something that we just express. Gratitude is a vibrational state. It's an experience. And so if we can experience that level of gratitude towards everything that we have in the business, the customers that we have. Now, are we focusing on the customers that we have or the customers we don't have? Right? Are we focusing on the revenues that we're creating or the revenues that we're not creating? Like, what are we really putting our focus, our vibrational energies towards? Is it gratitude in that full state of what we do truly have? Because that, again, steps into what we talked about earlier, which was the second stage, which was celebration. Because if we celebrate what we're grateful for, you're just doubling up on that vibration. And then there is loyalty, right? So then loyalty means what? Loyalty can be measured by your customers' level of retention, your customers recommending other customers. Selling in alignment is really fortunate to get lots of word of mouth referrals. Like, there are a lot of people that go out their way from current clients to say, go and talk to Selling in Alignment, because they're really good at what they do. Like, and it's true, right? And if you think about the background that I bring to everything that I do, it's all geared around my history in business. Like, I've started a coaching business, I've scaled it, I've grown it, I've exited it. I've experienced that entire life cycle, and so that makes me a mentor. And so I'm also a consultant, because I can show you the different stages of that. And so when we combine that with just heart-led service and really just heart-led giving, then your customers will really get to recommend you, and that's powerful. And that creates partnership and friendship. Like, can we now create these friendships that are really going to serve us? And not only friendships with customers, not only friendships with joint venture partners, but friendships with our greater purpose, with our greater why. How much can we befriend our greater why? That is incredibly powerful, because when we can do that, then we can start to become it. And then, of course, the final stage is where we become that greater purpose. Every single cell inside of our being starts to vibrate, and that's self-investment. And that's the growth that we experience as a result of going through the first 8 stages, the 8th being partnership and friendship, the final being self-investment and growth. As a result of going through these stages, now we become our greater purpose. We just vibrate with our greater why. And people are drawn into that energy. And when they think of someone in the field, they think of us. Why? Because we've become these 9 stages of purposeful engagement. That's it from me. Until the next time, keep selling in alignment.